Now that I finally have seen Final Destination Bloodlines, it's now time to rank all the Final Destination films from my least favourite to favourite.
Great, let's get started.
Coming in last place is the fourth film in the franchise, The Final Destination. Now, let me be clear, I don't dislike this film entirely. I love the opening scene with Shinedown Surveyor playing over a chaotic NASCAR race. There are some fun over-the-top death sequences that feel right at home in this franchise. However, it feels less like a cohesive story and more like a loose collection of freak accident vignettes strung together by a flimsy, almost non-existent plot.
Not a great plan.
It lacks the tension and build-up that makes the other entries work. I have a lot of respect for the late David R. Ellis. He was a talented director, but I just don't think he had the right tools or perhaps the right script to elevate this entry. It's watchable, sure, but compared to the rest of the series, it just doesn't hold up. In fifth place, we have Final Destination 3, the third instalment in the series, this time centred around a deadly roller coaster accident. The premise is solid and the film delivers plenty of outrageous creative carnage that Final Destination fans live for. That said, while the death scenes are memorable, I find that the pacing suffers a bit in between the action. These are stretches that feel a little too slow or repetitive, which drags down the overall momentum. What really elevates this entry though is Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She gives a strong, grounded performance as our lead, arguably the best performance from any Final Destination protagonist, and definitely the biggest star to headline one of these films. Her presence adds emotional weight and carries the movie, making it a worthwhile, if slightly uneven, installment in the franchise.
You coconut.
In fourth place, we have the one that started it all, Final Destination. I have a lot of respect for this film. It launched one of the most creative and consistent horror franchises of the 2000s, and for that alone, it earns its place in horror history. That said, 25 years later, the original definitely shows its age. It leans more into style over substance, with some wooden performances and a tone that drips with late 90s, early noughties cheese.
Weird.
The edgy high school ants, the fashion and even the score make it feel very much like a product of its time. While I understand why this film might not win over new audiences today, it's still an essential watch if you're diving into the franchise. Think of it as the necessary foundation you need to get into the good stuff. Before I reveal my top 3 picks, I just want to remind you all to hit that like button, subscribe to Fright Night Flix and follow us on social media so you don't miss a single scare. How would you rank the films in the Final Destination franchise? You let me know in the comments down below, as I'd love to see how people view the franchise differently. Now, back to the video.
Top three.
In third place, we have Final Destination 5, the entry best known for its jaw-dropping final twist that completely recontextualised the entire franchise. This film brought a fresh energy to the series at a point when it could have easily gone stale.
Cool. Yeah. If it ain't broke.
The story is genuinely gripping, the death scenes are some of the most intense and creative yet, and the cast is strong across the board, with everyone delivering solid performances that help ground the chaos. The characters feel a bit more fleshed out around this time, which helps make the tension land harder. Visually, the production values feel elevated, likely due to the push for 3D at the time, giving the film a slick, high-gloss aesthetic that really makes it pop. And of course, that ending. I won't spoil it here, but let's just say it ties the series together in a way that makes everything come full circle. Well, until recently. In second place, we have Final Destination 2, the only sequel that serves as a proper continuation of the original film. Directed by the late David R. Ellis, this entry takes everything that worked in the original film and amplifies it with bigger set pieces, more elaborate deaths, and a tighter connection to the ongoing mythology. Ellis' direction is fantastic, bringing a slick, fast-paced energy that makes the film fly by. The storytelling is surprisingly strong for a horror sequel, picking up the threads of the original and expanding the universe in a way that feels natural and rewarding for fans. I understand why this one isn't as universally loved. Some see it as too similar to the first, but for me it serves as a superior sequel in almost every way. It builds on the foundation and adds its own memorable moments. That highway parlour opening, of course, iconic. However, honestly, I consider this film something of a secret masterpiece within the franchise.
If you're good at something, never do it for free.
And coming in at number 1 is the latest entry, Final Destination Bloodlines. After 14 years, this film brought the franchise back from the dead, and honestly, it's the best one yet. The signature over-the-top death scenes are still here and just as inventive, but what really sets Bloodlines apart is its focus on story. For once, the plot isn't just filler in between death scenes, it actually matters. The visual style is slick and modern, the needle drops a killer, and the story gives a franchise a nuanced sense of purpose. Todd delivers one final haunting performance that truly hits hard, especially with that unexpected twist on his character, which adds a new chilling layer to the mythology. It's fun, it's brutal, it's stylish, and it's a worthy return for a franchise many thought had run its course. That's why Bloodlines takes the number spot on my rankings as the best Final Destination film. Magnificent! 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 Thank you all for watching today's video. Please check out all the films in the Final Destination franchise and form your own opinion and ranking. Everyone has their favourite and least favourite, and that's what makes it so fun. Don't forget to catch up on all my past videos, and join us next time when we dive into the Netflix horror film Fear Street Prom Queen. You won't want to miss it. Until then, keep the chills alive, and as always, stay spooky.